Okay guys, so this is what I picked up yesterday. It's a 86 3/4 ton Chevy Custom Deluxe. It's got this was a nice truck when it was new. It's got power windows and door locks, the carpet, nice door panels. It's got what looks like a Ford seat in here, which is odd. Even has a socket as a spacer. Cool. I've got the glove box door. It came with a sliding back glass, which it still has a glass in it. Got the usual cracked dash, headliner sagging. But the truck has a big block. It's got a 454 turbo 400. Both tanks are out of this thing because the guy that I got it from said the guy that he got it from pulled the tanks. They had crap in them and they're laying in the bed of the truck. So he put a little lawnmower fuel tank on it, and he said he got it to fire up and run, and it ran good. But he said, yeah, you're gonna need a starter. The starter's dragging. I'm hoping that's what it is, because to me it sounds like the engine might be a little on the seized side. Of course, I checked for coolant. It had no oil in it. So I might get lucky. Obviously it's got starter issues, so I'm gonna drop the starter, and and it's got coolant issues. As you can see here, there's zero water in the radiator. I'm gonna try to drop the starter tomorrow. I'll get a socket on the crank and make sure it turns over free. I'm hoping, well, this could be good or bad. I'm hoping the starter gear is just stuck in the flywheel and it's just crooked or wedged in there. Hopefully it doesn't have the bosses on the block cracked or broken, where that's going to become an issue. And hopefully it hadn't already chewed up the flywheel. This could be a thing where somebody put like a 158 tooth where it should be 168 where it should have been 172 or whatever. You know, they might have the wrong starter on, is what I'm getting at. But the big thing is I got to make sure that engine's not seized. It scares me that it had no oil in it. I put 5 or 6 quarts in it and it got to the add mark. Yikes. So we'll have to hope for the best. But I think once we get the starter off and get a socket on the crank, turn it, that'll tell us a lot right there. And then maybe I can get by with a starter. Worst case scenario, I'm going to have to pull the transmission, turbo 400, and put a flywheel in it. Hopefully that's all it is. I did notice this thing's got all the smog stuff. I mean, this thing has, I think it's got the smog equipment from 10 vehicles crammed into one. It's got the stuff in the exhaust manifold. It's got a smog pump up here that's not hooked up. It's got another smog pump down here that runs off the serpentine belt that is hooked up. Got all this, exhaust gas recirculate. All of that stuff is going. I'm going to get rid of all of it. So I'm going to have to figure out what belt to use, because it's got a serpentine belt that runs the alternator, but it's got a V belt that runs the power steering and the AC. I'm not too worried about that. I think I can still run the AC and the power steering. I just got to figure out how. Well, and you know what? I don't know if you can see it, but there's a V-belt pulley right there. Nope, it lines up with the fan. It don't line up with the pulley. I might be able to change the alternator and get an alternator that runs off a V-belt and run it off of that. I don't know. We'll figure that out later. Right now, we just got to make sure the engine's good. This thing's going to run and hopefully drive. And then I might turn this into a work pickup for myself. I may sell it and use the money to fix up the 4-door Dodge that's in there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I will tell you one thing. This truck has zero rust other than surface rust. Now, I need to get the bed cleaned out and get the bed liner out, because that's a no-no. It could have easily got moisture in there and rusted the bed out. But the cab corners, amazing. They've never been replaced that I can tell. They're solid. The rockers, I mean, look at this. They're solid all the way around this truck. The doors, it does have some rust here that's kind of starting to pit. I think an old wire wheel and re-silicone that and paint will fix that. You know, this stuff here, look at that. The door bottoms ain't rusted at all. The fenders, look at that. And it's like this all the way around the truck. This is one of the least rust-free vehicles I've seen in a long time. Now it's got some beat up body panels and stuff, but nothing that's not fixable. The roof is starting to get pretty rusty from the old Texas sun. The hood's not buckled. Of course, it's got the good hinges on it that are real easy. Oh, and this doesn't have hydro boost. It just has a power booster. But it has cruise control, AC. It's got a tilt column. All that stuff works. It'd be real nice to get this thing running and driving. And if I can, I'll go through the whole AC system. I'll make this thing have ice-cold air conditioning. And it'll turn out to be a good vehicle for somebody. It's got the auxiliary fan for the transmission. It's got the nice grille with the 4 headlights. Got the little bumperettes. Front bumper's a little dinged up. Now, it has a Tommy lift on the back, and whoever put it on, they kind of cobbled it up with the welding. I mean, look at this. That's just nasty. But it does come with the original factory tailgate with the panel intact. And an aluminum 6-hole wheel that's all bent to crap. Check that out. But I don't know. The guy said he thought the Tommy lift worked, but it would have to be cut out. I'm hoping they didn't weld it to the body. I'm hoping it's just bolted in. Oh, never mind. It's welded. What a bunch of dummies. God, that's going to have to be fixed. But anyways, we're not worrying about none of that right now. Because if I sell it, I'll probably sell it with a Tommy lift installed anyways. Maybe even try to get it working. But like I said, the main priority right now, first thing, is getting the starter off. Make sure the engine turns over good. If it does, then I got to figure out why that starter's doing what it's doing. If it needs to be shimmed, if it's the wrong starter, or if it's just a bad starter. And hopefully I can get this thing to fire up and run. And then we're going to have to figure out where the heck the oil's leaking out at. It may be coming out the rear main. It could be coming out the pan gasket. Who knows? But yeah, so this was the teaser I posted yesterday evening. I did that right when I got home with it. And kind of excited about this one. I'm a Chevy guy and I love these square bodies, but I don't know what I'm on. I may have to sell this one, but it's going to need a lot. All 4 wheels and tires got to be replaced, but it needs a windshield. It needs all the seals. The sun has just cooked them right out of the doors. I mean, the door pan, everything's going to have to be redone. New carpeting. It could maybe be cleaned. I don't know. I hate to get into tearing that out since it's all original and it's here. But the dash pad itself is pretty rough. I think I could redo that. I have the piece that goes down here. I got the glove box door. I think the fuel selector switch is even in the cab somewhere. I saw it earlier. And, you know, a lot of the stuff you can buy relatively easily, especially these seals and stuff. All of this stuff can be bought. So it'd be one of them things I could get it running and driving and be driving it as I fix it up little by little. So anyhow, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. And we will see y'all on the next one. Later.